The restaurant was the kind of establishment where reservations were made months in advance, and discretion was valued as much as the Michelin stars. Soft lighting, hushed conversations, the quiet clink of crystal and silver. Victoria Hayes moved between tables with practiced grace, carrying herself with the dignity that 3 years of high-end service had taught her. At 28, she was one of the restaurant's most requested servers, professional, unflappable, able to handle even the most demanding clients with poise. She needed to be. The tips from this job were paying for her mother's cancer treatment, covering bills that insurance refused to touch. Every shift mattered. Every table could be the difference between making the month's medical payments or falling behind. The man at table 7 had been difficult from the moment he arrived. William Ashford, according to the reservation, silver-haired, late 50s, wearing a suit that cost more than Victoria's monthly salary. He'd sent back his wine twice, complained about the temperature of the room, snapped his fingers at her like she was a servant rather than a professional. Victoria had handled it all with quiet competence. This wasn't her first demanding client. She'd learned to smile through rudeness, to maintain composure when people treated her as invisible, but when she brought his entrée prepared exactly to his specifications. After he'd changed his order 3 times, he looked at it with disgust. "This is unacceptable," he said loudly enough that nearby tables turned to look. "I specifically said no garnish. Are you incapable of following simple instructions?" Victoria kept her voice calm and professional. "I apologize, sir. I'll have the kitchen remake it immediately. You'll do more than that. You'll explain to me why I should tolerate this level of incompetence. Do you have any idea who I am? I could have you fired with one phone call." Victoria reached for the plate, maintaining her composure even as other servers shot her sympathetic looks. The man who claimed he didn't want garnish had actually requested it 20 minutes ago when changing his order for the 3rd time. She'd confirmed it twice with him, but pointing that out would only escalate the situation. "I'll take care of this right away, sir." "You'll take care of nothing. You're clearly incompetent. Get me your manager, now." Victoria felt something shift inside her. She'd been swallowing her dignity for 3 years, taking abuse from people who thought wealth entitled them to cruelty. She'd done it because she needed this job, needed the income, couldn't afford to push back. But looking at this man who was humiliating her in front of the entire restaurant over a garnish he'd actually requested, something broke. She set the plate down gently, straightened to her full height, and looked William Ashford directly in the eye. "Shout at me again, and this ends." The restaurant went silent. Other diners stopped eating. The sommelier froze mid-pour. Even the soft background music seemed to pause. William stared at her, clearly shocked that a waitress had just challenged him. "Excuse me, you heard me. You can speak to me with respect, or you can speak to someone else, but you will not continue to shout at me like I'm less than human. I'm a professional doing my job. You've changed your order 3 times, sent back 2 bottles of wine that were exactly what you ordered, and are now complaining about a garnish you specifically requested. I've been patient because that's my job, but my job does not include being your emotional punching bag." William's face reddened. "Do you have any idea who I am? I don't care who you are. You could be the richest man in the world, and it wouldn't give you the right to treat me like this. Wealth doesn't buy you permission to be cruel." The manager was rushing over, clearly panicked. "Miss Hayes, I'll handle this." "No," Victoria said calmly. "I'm handling it." "Sir, you have 2 choices. You can apologize and let me serve you the dinner you actually ordered with the respect every human being deserves, or you can leave. But you will not continue to treat me like I'm beneath you." The entire restaurant held its breath. William Ashford sat frozen, clearly unaccustomed to anyone challenging him. The manager looked like he might faint. Then William did something no one expected. He laughed, not mockingly, but with genuine surprise and what sounded like respect. "You're absolutely right," he said quietly. "I've been a complete ass. I'm sorry. Truly, I've had a terrible day, and I took it out on you, which is inexcusable, regardless of what I'm going through." Victoria studied his face, looking for sarcasm or manipulation. She found only genuine contrition. "Apology accepted." Would you like me to bring your entry as you actually ordered it, with garnish? Yes, please. And could you bring me the bill? I think I should probably leave before I embarrass myself further. You can stay. Fresh start? William nodded, and Victoria went to retrieve his properly prepared meal. The restaurant slowly resumed its normal rhythm, though she felt every eye following her. When she brought William's corrected entry, he thanked her with genuine warmth. When she refilled his wine, he asked about her background. She learned he was CEO of Ashford Industries, a manufacturing empire worth billions. I'm impressed by what you did, William said as she cleared his dessert plate. Most people would have just taken the abuse. You stood up for yourself, even though it could have cost you your job. That takes courage. It wasn't courage. It was exhaustion. I'm tired of being treated like I'm invisible or disposable because I serve food for a living. Still, you handled it with more grace than I deserved. He paused. Can I ask why you're working here? I don't mean that as an insult. You clearly have more to offer than carrying plates, as essential as that work is. Victoria considered deflecting, then decided honesty had worked so far. Medical bills. My mother has cancer. Insurance doesn't cover everything. I work 3 jobs to make up the difference. What would you be doing if you didn't need 3 jobs? I have a degree in business administration. I used to work in operations management before Mom got sick, and I needed flexible hours and better tips. I've been here 3 years, telling myself it's temporary. William pulled out a business card and wrote something on the back. Come see me Monday morning. I need an operations manager for our hospitality division. Someone who understands service from the ground up, who treats people with dignity, and who isn't afraid to push back when something's wrong. Interested? Victoria stared at the card, not quite believing this was real. You're offering me a job because I told you off? I'm offering you a job because you showed me something most executives never do. You defended your dignity without losing your professionalism. You set boundaries without being cruel. That's leadership. The fact that you're working 3 jobs to pay for your mother's medical care tells me you're dedicated. The fact that you stood up to a billionaire who was being an ass tells me you have principles. I need both of those qualities. 6 months later, Victoria was running William Ashford's hospitality operations division and had revolutionized his company's customer service training. Her mother's treatment was fully covered by her new insurance. She worked 1 job with reasonable hours and dignity built into every interaction. William had become a mentor and friend, someone who'd learned from that restaurant confrontation as much as she had. He'd started treating service workers with more respect, had implemented better training for dealing with difficult clients, had become a different kind of leader. A year after that restaurant confrontation, Victoria was promoted to VP of Operations. At the company celebration, she gave a speech that made everyone think. A year ago, I told a billionaire that if he shouted at me again, our interaction was over. I expected to be fired. Instead, he apologized, listened, and offered me an opportunity that changed my life. He taught me that standing up for your dignity doesn't mean losing your professionalism, that the right people will respect boundaries rather than punish them, that sometimes the most important thing you can do is refuse to accept being treated as less than human, even when you're afraid of the consequences. If this story resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe. Comment about a time when standing up for yourself led to unexpected change.